I hear it. Come on in. Come on in. Hit the like, share, subscribe, baby. Welcome to 61 Minutes Podcast. Yeah. 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 Got a story to tell. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Let me pause the music. Man, salute to everybody out there. Health and wealth is what I always wish for everybody, man, because health is probably the most important thing now in these days. Especially when you get older. Salute to everybody that's chiming in. Salute to everybody who has subscribed, who have hit the like button, left a comment, whether it be bad or good, regardless of the fact. It could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So salute to y'all. Man, today's topic is, first and foremost, I'm late to the party. I am late to the party because I don't like to do things. I don't like to follow crowds, man. I don't like to follow trends. I don't like if everybody's going that way, I'm going this way. That's just the way I am. So me lately, I've been catching up with my shows, and somebody, and my mans in them, they always say, yo, you should watch Power, you should watch Power. This is how late I am. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching Power and stuff like that. Love the show. I think 50 is probably the greatest troller in history. I think he probably gonna go down as the greatest troller in history, because me watching Power and me watching Ghost, Tasha, that whole thing, it reminds me of somebody. It kind of like, if you from the city, if you from New York, especially Harlem, probably the Bronx, you heard of individuals such as OG1. You hear mystical stories about this brother. You hear a lot of stories, you just hear a lot, man. You know what I mean? So with his name came like a stamp of approval. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you know OG, that name is known all around the city. So it always came with, stories behind it. A lot of, and first and foremost, a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? I never heard anything bad about the OG1. As far as, I'm being a fucked up nigga or something like that. Excuse my language. I remember I used to go to this restaurant on 145th, around 147 in Broadway. And the owner used to always tell me, that Jay used to come through, buy everybody lunch. Whoever was in the restaurant, they had to pay when Jay come through. And she tells me that, and she told me stories and stuff like that. So, it validated a lot of myths about this brother, because there was local people who actually knew him, who actually dealt with him, and vice versa. So I can't say the things that I heard wasn't true, because a lot of people done validated and stuff like that. So I knew that name was backed by something real. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I started noticing, I'm looking at the show and stuff like that, because all of this happened because of the pardon. It really started happening to me. It started clicking as soon as Trump pardoned this young lady named Desiree Perez. Now, Desiree Perez is the CEO of Rock Nation. Pretty much the CEO of Rock Nation. And, you know, these people, you hardly hear anything about them. Like I said, they have a mystical story behind them, you know, you don't really know, but you hear things, you know what I'm saying? So, one of the things that, you know, homegirl Desiree is getting flamed is because she has snitched on Cartel, you know? And this is why, like, I start really thinking, like, all right, is 50 really trying to tell us that Ghost and Tasha is OG1 and Desiree Perez? Because it like the story is not exact, but it rhymes. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, homegirl taking down a cartel, what in the show they took down a cartel. You know what I'm saying? They had a club named Truth. They got a club named 4040. It's a lot of like a parallel universe type thing. It's like art when art imitates real life and stuff. So I started noticing these patterns, and I'm like, how is it that nobody's really looking at that or really seeing it the way maybe I'm bugging. So that's what I'm saying. Please subscribe. Please comment on these things, because it helps me validate or correct myself if I'm wrong about something. So, homegirl Desiree Perez. Quickly, I would just want to read something down for y'all, because this is not something I'm making up out, you know, out of smoke, you know, or capping, how people would say nowadays. Now, the U.S. indicts 19 in drug inquiry. Let me read this to you. This is the Sentinel, the Sun Sentinel from, I guess it's in Florida. September 29th, 1994, 19 people have been indicted in a federal drug investigation that was interrupted when the new homeowners of his 3-year-old daughter stumbled on the final drug sting. Excuse me, guys. As it was unfolding in their Fort Lauderdale living room. So these are people that, you know, have bought a house, and I guess the feds or whatever have rented that house, kind of like an Airbnb, to do this sting operation. But the dude that bought the house wanted to go by and, you know, start setting up his shit, like, you know, dropping off things, because he's moving in the next day. So Drug Enforcement Administration officials say their presence protected Joe Weiner and his daughter Shelby. When Weiner unlocked the door on September 18 and walked into his darkened living room to find drug smugglers and uncover federal agents negotiating a deal for 1,997 pounds of Colombian cocaine. Jesus Christ. Weiner, his wife Sherry, and their 2 children were scheduled to move into their new home 2 days later, and were unaware that the DEA was using the house for a drug sting. Before the Wieners bought it, a DEA informant had been renting the 5-bedroom waterfront house in the whatever address, and the landing of the rent was actually paid by the drug smugglers, whatever name. The DA Associate's special agent in charge said at a press conference in Miami on Wednesday, this is a case where we were lucky. We were there, said the agents. What if he stepped into a place and it was only the crooks, the DA agent said. Informants had a legitimate rental agreement to use the house until the Wieners moved in. Wieners think they had a legal possession of the house as of September 8th, the date of the real estate closing. They said that they have been moving belongings and directing workers in the house each day since the closing. So, these people, they was already in process of moving, but they just walked in a damn drug deal. On the night of, Wieners quickly turned away from the house when they interrupted the drug sting. The 53-foot yacht was docked behind the ready to unload. So I guess they had it in a boat. 220 million worth of cocaine, according to federal prosecutors. The drug, nearly a ton of cocaine from Belize in Central America, was seized. The sting accumulated in 4 years undercover investigation that prosecutors said shut down a major South Florida drug smuggling family living in Myanmar. The family, led by Miami seafood distributor Luis Miguel Perez, allegedly have been smuggling cocaine into Florida for 10 years, said the federal agent. The total amount of smuggle was estimated into 35 tons to 50 tons, he said. Jesus Christ. Also indicted was Perez's wife, brother, uncle, cousin, and others. If convicted, each faces life imprisonment and fines up to $4 million. 6 of the 19 are at large and may have fled to Colombia, FBI spokesman Paul Miller said. The smugglers were caught after the FBI set up a undercover boat repair business in Miami River that became frequent by drug smugglers. Then the DA informant got involved, posing as boat captains and gaining the traffickers' confidence, and using U.S. Attorney Kendall Coffey said traffickers then hired the boat captains to pick up cocaine from throughout the Caribbean, transported into the United States during the past 3 years. Their loads were occasionally seized by federal agents and local police to avoid compromising in the operation. The first phase of the operation resulted in the indictment of 49 defendants in February 1993. This is a major case involving the transportation, liking in the drug trafficking. Coffey said the Perez preferred smuggling drugs into Broward County because it attracted less attention than. So basically, that was moving weight in nice neighborhoods to not raise any eyebrows and stuff like that. That's crazy. That to be wearing wires and be a federal informant. And all this came about in the light of, Trump pardoning somebody that everybody knew was a snitch. But, I'll get to that in a minute, because I wanted to dive in on this situation where it looks like she worked for the feds and basically got into the rap game via Jay-Z. This is why this is looking like Ghost is OG1 and this young lady is Tasha. It's just the way that, like I said, the real world and the Matrix, as far as the show, it rhymes. It's not exactly exact, but it rhymes, because like I said, in the show, they took down a cartel and they owned a club, and they was using the club to do their thing. Somebody that's moving weight and tons of weight, and they own a club. Now, there's clubs all around the United States. People know that in clubs, things get passed around. People sell things in the club. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess it's easy access to your customers and stuff like that, It's in the dark, you can easily move things. Of course, this, officials in these clubs too. But it's crazy to me that they would give this lady, which is a federal informant, a club to run, knowing her history. That to me tells me that club was a straight up precinct. that club was not a club, but counterintelligence. That whoever went in there, they profiled. You got to give your ID to go in there and things like that. So there's a record of the people that was in there. I guess they was doing their business. This is how people wash their money. I mean, because it's easy access to your customers. It's a place of business. But this is why I look at it and then I start noticing things. I'm like, yo, Jay-Z, another thing is that Jay-Z probably is the best, one of the greatest to demolish his ops. This dude is the greatest he's the Michael Jordan when it comes down to taking out ops, to just annihilate them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you an example. Because look, you gotta start like putting the pieces together and okay. Now you gotta start really putting the pieces together and start noticing, man, this dude, when Jay-Z came out, Pac gone, Big gone, but there was still people on the way. Not to say that he had nothing to do with nothing that happened. Like I said, this is all allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Everything. Not to say that Jay-Z had anything to do with whatever, but he benefited because, it was easy to take the crown after that. You know what I'm saying? Now that I look at it and it's like, damn. All right, she snitch on the cartel. If you snitch on a cartel, you snitch on anybody. Like this really no limits. This ain't no Alpo. I'll snitch on niggas in DC because I'll go home, I'll be the king. Ain't none of that. Once you snitch on a cartel, these people is everywhere. They'll find you everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere in the world you could go and they'll find you. So, and I'm thinking, my personal opinion, allegedly, is that she became a federal agent. She was the access to that department because not only, all right, you brought down a cartel, so let's start bringing in these rappers because it is arresting a rapper is it was like the thing at the time, you know what I'm saying? And it still is, you know what I'm saying? That's a good collar, I guess, for a cop to do. But I start noticing that first, I start noticing that all around the same time, right? Remember, I believe that in some video I heard that BMF was gonna sign with they was around Def Jam. They was going to New York, meeting with Lior. They got taken down, right? And if you in the drug game, if you in the drug business, you gotta see them as a competition. You know what I'm saying? They going into your market. You know what I mean? That's another thing. Because there's no such thing as coincidence, but you got to start looking at anybody that has any type of power and influence and they go around Jay, they're done. Like, they're done. You got, what's your boy's name? BMF. Then you got the feds raiding Suge Knight, Jay Prince, Irv Gotti. That's a lot of you gotta raise an eyebrow on that. You gotta say, wow, like all these people got taken down. Everybody's focusing in that she snitching a cartel. My opinion is I don't think she stopped snitching. My personal opinion, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, is that she got rid of everybody that could have been a threat to Jay to be where he at right now. Got rid of Suge, You know what I mean? And now I won't say he got rid of Suge, like, for, things that transpired, but that shit, having the feds raiding your thing, that shit slows you down. Ask Irv Gotti that. Of course, Irv Gotti, and these dudes is hot as fish grease when they was out. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Man, like, now that I start thinking about it, I'm like, then it does kind of make sense, because if Jay Prince, Suge Knight, Irv Gotti was gonna do this new of course, and I believe Dame Dash is in it too. You see, anybody that could have a potential to either harming this brother's aura, or his or stopping him from gaining what he want to gain, they out the door. They out the door. You know what I'm saying? He uses you and then he throws you away. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny to me that, you could start from 2007 or 2008 down. Be it Math, Supreme McGriff, who else? Like I said, Suge. All these people got a visit from the feds, and they was in direct links to that movement. You know what I'm saying? To me, they would have been more of a threat. You know what I'm saying? And because they're harder to control. You already got one in there. You already got a Fed informant in there. You know what I'm saying? And who better? And Jay knew everything that was going down. So I guess my personal opinion, allegedly, I heard in the interview that Irv was mad at them because they didn't let him know about that what was coming. Because for some reason I heard they knew. So me putting it together, I'm like, damn, it's starting to look like there's a parallel universe. It seems like Tasha and Ghost seems to be like they are OG Juan and Desiree Perez. Like, is 50 really trying to tell us that these are these folks, and he's basing that off of that? And this is, like I said, is allegedly for entertainment purposes only. But this is what I get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact how many people done went down in that period of time. Somebody to work for the feds don't work for the feds one time and they done. And especially in the environment they're in. They're in an environment where they hear things, they know. I mean, they hear things as far as who got guns. I guess this is why the cops always knew when to stop you when you had a gun. Because these people, there's people that be talking. You know what I'm saying? But the conclusion to this video is, why would Trump pardon somebody that everybody knew was snitching? Then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what's the sense of that? Unless they're gonna be running for some political office, or they're gonna be in doing something that having that record or having that information out there or not having it wiped off could damage them. Then I started thinking, I'm like, nah, it can't be. Because everybody knows what, her situation and that she's snitching and everything. So it gotta be more than what we're thinking. My personal opinion, allegedly, is that now, if she continues that criminal situation, you know what I'm saying? If she continues, then she could get arrested. So that pardon right there probably stop her from being a continuing to snitch. But if she continues to go into that path of selling drugs and doing that and doing this, then she could get arrested. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it from both sides. But as far as these two figures that are hardly being seen by cameras, and they're behind the scenes and they doing all of this, and everybody's scared to say what they, what they feel. And you know what I mean? Nobody wants to put it out there that she got pardoned to confirm the fact that she was ratted. That tells me it's deeper than rap, man. It's deeper than what we think. And this is why people like this are so hurtful to the as far as the community, because in one sense you preaching this prison reform, but at the same time you done put people in prison. It's the hypocrisy is on a level that I will never understand. But what I do understand now is that allegedly 50 might be trolling the shit out of these people. Because like I said, what are the odds of that? In the show, they took down a cartel. In the show, they owned the club. Now, bring it in real life, these people took down a cartel. These people own the club. Like, how, think about it, who gave these people license to validate that they could own a club, knowing that they was ex-drug lords and stuff like that? To me is beyond my belief, unless that, that was a way of them, getting the customers comfortable and, but everything is, everything is under cameras, I guess, because, when you bring it into the business, I think it was just a big precinct. 4040 to me looked like a big precinct to me now. But with that being said, I think we know the ghost of hip hop past. Like, I think I get what 50 was trying to say or trying to tell us, allegedly. Like I said, salute. A lot of health, a lot of wealth. Click in, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, and salute to your boy. You know what I'm saying? Can you see me? I'm clear to you. Salute to y'all. I'm out.